Hello and welcome to the first episode of my F1 23 Myteam career mode here on a brand new game and on a brand new save here, and we're going to go jump straight into it by choosing our entry bumps between a newcomer, midfield challenger and a championship contender. We're going to be a newcomer because it just makes it more interesting to watch. We get level 1 acclaim, 0 million and 0 facilities to start off with. So here's the calendar. Then I was debating with a 16 race and a 23 race calendar, but in the end we're going to go for a 23 race calendar the full season, so we have all the Grand Prix they're doing in real life. So for just the settings, I did custom settings. I'm going to show you a few here. For the weekend structure, doing full qualifying and a long race, which will be a 50% race. Approximate weather, just to make it more interesting, so we're not 100% sure what the weather will be. Here is the career settings. I made the resources just even for now, and then obviously player faults, everything, I'm making it high so I can't have engine failures. So this is just going to be even. It might change in future races or in future seasons, but for now we're going to leave it on default. So you can see the rules and flags. I'm going to turn the formation app on because I don't know why that was turned off in the first place. We have got all the usual safety cars, formation apps and red flags all on immersive. So now here we can see the choice between the Myteam icons. I'm going to skip it for now, just so I'm not tempted or anything, and I can enable that in future seasons. So we're going to start our career with these options. And now the important stuff, all the admin. First of all, we have to create our driver. I left most of it out, I just made my name GameWithJoel and that. But first of all, we have to choose our race number. And normally I'm 22, but Snowden's got that. So now I was 21 last game, now Nick DeFreeze's got that. So I'm choosing number 5, because now Vettel has retired. I thought it was nice to choose number 5. And now we've got to make our clothing. I didn't put the emotes in because there's just no point. But starting off with the helmet, I went for a black kind of background with the white lines on it. And I will tell you, this will change into the next race because I've already made a new helmet, because this one was just kind of a temporary one, because when I made this, the game just came out, so there wasn't many options. And here for the suit, this will change into season 2. I'm going to keep this for the rest of the season, a nice black, blue and white to match the theme of my channel. And now onto the gloves. It's essentially the same kind of style as my overalls, just the black, blue and white, as you can see on your screen. But now skipping the rest of this because you don't need to see it, we're going to create our F1 team, starting with the team details. It's going to be GWJ F1 team. When I did this, I forgot to put F1 team, but I will obviously add that after, before I save it. So you can add there, just saying GWJ, I will add F1 team. Now picking our sponsor. I had 3 options here, Exxon Dynamics, Monet Perry and Seren. Again, I'm not really sure how to pronounce any of these sponsors because they're all fake sponsors. But the first one, we have to finish 8th in the Constructors or better. Or the second one, Monet Perry's 15 Constructors Championships points in a season. And then Seren, as a team, achieved 2 points finishes. We have to finish finishing the points 2 times. And I looked at the other ones, but they were like, the signing bonus was nothing and the gold bonus wasn't much either. So we're going to go for Seren actually, because we get a nice signing bonus of 4,050,000. We get a gold bonus of 3 million, and we get the highest weekly income of those 3 sponsors. But now on to the engine supplier. We have 4 options, obviously: Renault, Red Bull, Ferrari and Mercedes. If you look at them, obviously Renault's got the worst power and tied worst durability, so we're not going to go for Renault. Red Bull haven't got brilliant power. They got second best power actually. Their durability is a bit air. But if you look at Mercedes, not the best power, but good durability. We'll go for them for now. But if we want to sign a good driver, we're not going to have enough money, because we obviously got the best engine. So we've got to level it out. And I think in the end we're going to go for Frederick Vesti. Obviously in real life doing really well in F2. I believe he's 2nd in the standings. Not quite sure there. We went for Djokovic last time on the last F1 game. But you can see I do choose him here, but we're in the negatives, so we cannot sign him. We go for the Ferrari power unit because it has got good performance. I am worried about that durability though, because that could hamper us in the future. But again, we still don't have enough for Felipe Djokovic. You are going to go for Frederick Vesti. So here are the team details. You can see that I've added F1 team. But here are the team details for season 1 of F1 23 Myteam career mode.
New year, new drivers, new team. Welcome and great to have you with us as we move far away from the paddock to the headquarters of the newest outfit on the Formula One grid. We've been granted exclusive access with an interview not just with the team owner or the star driver, but both. Because for the first time in modern F1 history, the team owner is behind the wheel themselves. Now is a great time to bring a new team into the sport, particularly off the back of such compelling competition last year. 2022 saw huge regulation changes, and it was Red Bull who came out on top in the development race. But that was last year. This year could be a very different story. Let me tell you, this facility is an absolute hive of activity, and there is a palpable sense of excitement around the car they've built. Quietly, they truly believe they can challenge at the top, and they've had the time now to craft a hugely competitive race car. But theory is one thing, and taking on the brightest lights in motorsport is quite another. So how does the owner of F1's 11th team feel as they prepare to be thrust into the limelight of the F1 circus? New driver lineups, Qatar returns, Las Vegas debuts, and the engineering race continues to push the sport and the drivers to new heights. What are they aiming for? Most excited about? Most nervous for? Well, soon we will meet them to find out. But first, let's take a look at the brand new car. Well, hi, thank you so much for having us. Great to be here. I'm going to start with the question that everyone is asking.
So as you just saw there, the car reveal, let me know what you think. I really like it. I will probably change the paint finish on the blue and the white to probably metallic. I'm not sure, you'll probably see that in the next episode. There'll be kind of an admin update in the next episode. Also the logo, it's the closest I could get to my real life one. I put it on screen now. It's the closest I could get. I am on Xbox. There are no mods in this career mode. I'm very sorry about that, but it's the best I could do, and obviously I'll be using different liveries for different seasons in this career mode. And you can see the questions in the background. I thought I'd just voice over it. You can watch it if you want. I think in this I lean towards the chassis. Obviously these cars are very heavy, and also went for the aero as well because they can be quite draggy. You'll see here, I can't quite remember because this was recorded a long time ago. So me editing, voiceovering this is like watching a new video because it was recorded so long ago in June, and it's now the time of voiceovering 4th of September. So it's been a long time since this was recorded. So I'm just going to fast forward this bit, and if you are wondering, you know, it creates that covered teacher's gold star question. I chose the chassis, so my chassis will be on Spec 1 going into the Bahrain Grand Prix. So I'm now going to skip ahead to the team HQ.
Well, I could talk to you all day. Thank you so much for your time, but I better let you get back to work. There's plenty more still to do. All the very best for your inaugural F1 season.
And here we are there in the Team HQ for the first time. I'm not going to blabber on about how it looks the same to other different F1 games. I'm going to get straight into it, starting off with the team activities. And we've got a lot of time. We've got 15 days to use, because obviously this is the kind of pre-season bit. So doing the driver training camp to kind of boost Frederick Vesti's everything, just all his stats, experience, racecraft, awareness, pace and focus. I'm also going to do the pre-season merchandise sale, as we are broke. We have got no money because we used a lot of it at the start with the Ferrari engine and signing Vesti to our team. Just going through the few emails there, and now we've got to do our facilities. Looking at, we've got chassis spec 1, now over to the upgrades. Looking at aerodynamic and chassis, we've got 5 on the powertrain. I'm not quite sure how we've done that. We've obviously boosted them in our interviews. You can see there on the R&D chart, we're kind of midfield there, even though I chose newcomer. So I'm not quite sure what's happened there, but that pack does look really, you can see there, it looks really close. And this is obviously recorded ages ago, so McLaren and everything is still really low down. But for the next episode, all the patches and all the updates will be in, so McLaren will probably be higher. Everything will change in this next episode. I'll inform you on that in episode 2. Now looking for some upgrades. Obviously got a few from answering the questions. We've got 1 on chassis, 1 aerodynamics, 5 on powertrain. I'm going to say that again. I'm not sure how I've got that. I think a lot of that is supply upgrades. I'm not sure how many on durability, because not many people focus on that. I'm not quite sure how many R&D points, because there's a bit covering it when I'm voiceovering this, but you guys will see. I'm not sure I'm going to buy it. It's normally 1,000 R&D points, but I'm going to buy a chassis upgrade, I think, going into the Bahrain Grand Prix, hopefully. 30% failure chance that should come in for the Grand Prix, but who knows these days, it could fail. So here I'm going to quickly show you what the car looks like with a few sponsors on it. The black, blue and white just never fails, you know, with the Seren sponsor dotted here in there on the car. And obviously the further we go into the career mode, the more sponsors we will attract to our car, and the better our car will look. Obviously, we'll get better liveries as well as we go into season 2, 3, and however long this series goes on for. But obviously trying to get as many sponsors as we can, because the more sponsors, the more money we get, and obviously the more money, the more facilities, and then it just gets better and better from there. And now going over to the corporate tab, I'm going to buy some perks. We're going to buy the no engine wear, we're going to buy the R&D and the no engine wear, which will hopefully obviously reduce engine wear, and we get resource point income boosted by 10%. So, and we bought the social media team. I'm not quite sure what that does. I didn't quite read it in time. And as we advance time, we've got more R&D points, and we get an upgrade that will come in for Australia. So that's quite far away. And what did I say? This chassis upgrade has failed. I don't even have enough R&D points to repurchase it because I bought the aero upgrade. So I said 30% chance of failing, and it did fail. So going into the Bahrain Grand Prix, we've got a stock Myteam car. No upgrades on it yet, but obviously never say never in F1. Anything could happen. It's just a stab into the unknown here at the Bahrain International Circuit. Just going through the weekend tire allocation as well. We're going to go softer, which means we get more softs in qualifying. Or did we go unbalanced? Maybe we went unbalanced. I can't remember because it's recorded so long ago. But now let's head to the Bahrain Grand Prix. So here we are then for Bahrain qualifying. I've already done practice, I kind of just skipped past that. I didn't bother showing you. I did do it, I just didn't show you guys. So as we go out for our first flying lap in our F1 23 Myteam car, our own car. And these camera angles will change going into the next episode. The next episode will be very, very different to this, because I know the handling a lot better. I struggled with acceleration in this, but again, that's just me getting used to a new handling. Because last time I could do no traction, but I just didn't enjoy it. I kept getting wheel spin, I kept spinning out. I wasn't very good, I'll admit that. So I used medium just to have more fun on the game. But now I've gone to off. Obviously it's a lot easier on this game with traction. But again, I'm still getting used to it. So the difference between Saudi Arabia episode 2 and Bahrain episode 1 will be like night and day. We'll obviously have a new helmet as well, as I mentioned. You'll see that in the next episode. It should be a big change. My driving style, everything, cameras, everything will just look different into the next episode. We go on to start our first flying lap here in F1 23, hoping for a high grid spot, maybe a Q2, not too sure. It's open DRS going down to the main straight. I'm not really sure where Vesti will be. Hopefully the team have a good qualifying here in Bahrain. So we go into turn 1 to 3, I think, coming out of the pits. Hopefully he doesn't block us a little bit deep into turn 1, trying to get the apex. Hitting turn 2 and now into turn 3, going to open up DRS, going up the little straight into turn 4. And now coming around the final corner to finish our lap. We've still got 2 laps of fuel left. I don't think I changed that at all. But now we've got 30% of battery left. We're trying to make it to the line. DRS is now open up to gear 8. We've crossed the line with MP7. Okay, so we're ahead of our teammate. We're ahead of Kevin Magnussen in the Haas as well. It's not too bad. I'm not too sure how many drivers have set a lap. Now going into our final run, we're P12. So currently we're going to be through into Q2. We start our second flying lap. There's a high chance we get into Q2 here in our first race on F4, first qualifying on F1 23 in our Myteam career. We're going to turn 1, we're a little bit down. We might gain that back in the braking. Broke a little bit too early there as we're down in our time going into the complex of turn 2, 1, 2 and 3. Just to up our time by like a smidge, about half a tenth. And now going into turn 4, hoping to get into Q2. This will be a big achievement for the team. Running the final corner with 2.5 tenths up, and we are still in P12. There's a very high chance, a very high chance that we get into Q2 here. Not sure where Vesti is, as we now open DRS and we cross the line and we are through to Q2 for the first time ever. P9. That's a brilliant lap to get into Q2. In our first qualifying ever in this Myteam car, we did a 1:32.1, only just below even 1 second off the Red Bull. I think that's an achievement for us. Vesti made it through to Q2 as well. Look at that. Both drivers through to Q2. He may be 9 tenths slower than me, but he is still through to Q2. That is a big achievement. Let's head to Q2. I'm not really expecting a Q3, but let's just see what we can do now. Starting our first flying lap with DRS open. I'm not sure we'll get Q3. It'll be a huge achievement if we can. I'm not really expecting much. Q2 was like good. That was like the best we could do. We're into Q2 now. Messed up there with a bit of wheel spin, so that's not very good. We're going to try it on our second flying lap. There are 9 minutes to go. I had a weird glitch in, not if it's just me, but like when I look behind me in the dark in that Bahrain, it like bugs out and I can see loads of pixels. I'm not sure if that's just me, but Vesti is only 11th. I'm not sure if he set a time yet, but we are down on our time, which isn't quite hard to do. But now, because of that wheel spin, and we abandoned the lap last time, so we're now 4 seconds up, 5 seconds up, and obviously this will keep going up until we get to the line. And honestly, I don't think Q3 is possible. I'll say it again. Going into the last corner, we're 15 seconds up, but I don't think that'll be enough. Anyway, good enough. We've still got a final run. I think this is the same set of tyres as the last one. I think I just carried on going. And we are P10. Okay, so maybe we do have the pace for Q3 as we go on to our final lap. 35 seconds left. If we improve our lap here, there's a very high chance we could get into Q3 here, and that'll be a huge achievement. Going into the downhill section though, I rode the curb way too much, and I think that might cost us at least 2-3 tenths there, as we're still 5 tenths up, but it's only good enough for P11, and we were 800ths off getting into Q3. But all that waits now is the first race of this F1 Myteam career mode.
Months of rumour and speculation all come to an end today as we return to racing for the opening event of what promises to be an enthralling season. Welcome along then to round 1 of this year's Formula 1 World Championship. We go racing today around the 3.36 miles of the magnificent Bahrain International Circuit with 15 corners and 2 good passing opportunities into turns 1 and 4. Keep an eye out for drivers locking the front left tyre into the tricky braking zone of turn 10. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. It's Sergio Perez on pole today, and a very happy Carlos Sainz will start second. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Verstappen, Leclerc, Russell, Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, Norris, Ocon, Stroll, the owner driver, Gasly, Magnussen, Oscar Piastri, Bottas, Vesti, Hulkenberg, Joe, De Vries, Tsunoda, Sargent, Tsunoda. And now it's time to head down to the track. A new season then, a clean slate where anything could happen. Anthony Davidson is with me today as once again we get another year of Formula 1 underway.
We're into those tense few minutes before the first race then. Everyone's a little bit nervous about reliability. They haven't been running in the hot, turbulent wake of other cars in practice, and they've not been pushing at 100% for long durations. Let's hope no one has to deal with any nasty surprises.
So here we are then, parking the car for the first time to get this Bahrain Grand Prix underway. What's it going to be? It's going to be 0.3, not too shabby. We're parking the car behind the Aston Martin of Lance Stroll. I think when this was recorded, the Aston Martin wasn't too fast compared to what it was in the real life Bahrain Grand Prix. Now everyone is parked up and the 5 lights are on and the 5 lights are going to be out, and we are underway here in Bahrain. Decent start, trying to get past Lance Stroll, maybe into the points at the end of this first lap. Not using any ERS. We're trying to save that for later on. Trying to go around the outside of the two cars of the McLaren and Aston Martin. 3 wide ahead of the Aston Martin, Mercedes and Albon. Ocon swerves across us. We almost bin the car there on the exit of turn 1/2. Stroll and Lando are both past us, and I won't be surprised if Gasly gives us a fight. Don't think he will, because we're going to send it down the inside of Lando. Norris up into P10, so we are in the points. Trying to get these tyres up to temperature, because the formation lap not as good as I wanted, because I wanted the tyres a better temperature. We're up into P10, we've gone up 1 point, but you can see the car's patience isn't too good. We're falling back a bit from Stroll. We gained a bit back in the braking zone, but I have a feeling this is going to be more of a going backwards race than going forwards, because the pace of this car seems a lot better in qualifying than it did in the first couple of corners of this race. We're down about half the lap. We've still got 29 laps to go. So never say never in Formula 1. As we see this nice camera shot here, P10 starting the second lap. We're about 6 tenths behind Lance Stroll. Obviously DRS isn't enabled for the first 2 laps. We've got to wait to the end of this lap to get DRS. Just trying to stay within the second, because we need the DRS to really give a fight to Lance Stroll, maybe get some more points into this race. Now you can see here our teammate Frederick Vesti doing really well in P12, but is getting attacked by Lando Norris, who's down in P13, now up to P12, getting a great fight with our team. I think Gasly, obviously, I'd assume overtook Norris on the first lap, because he's going on to lap 2. And now Lando Norris side by side into turn 1. We missed this earlier. Essentially, it's the same shot, but we did miss this in the background. 2 side by side into turn 1. Vesti trying to give the best fight he can. Obviously, it's his first race in Formula 1. Number 3, like Daniel Ricciardo, is he going to make a massive set? He doesn't need to, because he's already side by side. Great fight between these 2 young drivers down the inside. Frederick Vesti, he's doing brilliantly for his first race in F1, and he has stayed ahead of Lando Norris. They're side by side down the hill. They've been side by side for about half a lap now. This is amazing racing between the pair of them. And you can see a massive train starting to form behind them now. They're still side by side, a tiny bit of contact there. Maybe, hopefully, that is not damage for either drivers, because that would just ruin their race. And they're still side by side going into the turn 10. No lockups here, because if you remember from the F1 22, in the Bahrain first race, our own teammate Dragovic got flung off there, but Vesti has stayed on the track and stayed ahead of Lando Norris. Now back to our POV on lap 2, going on to lap 3, you can see DRS enabled, but we've already fallen out of DRS to Lance Stroll. But Pierre Gasly doesn't even need DRS to get past us, because he's down the inside into turn 1. We're trying to get the switch back, get a better exit, and try and get him into turn 4, because it's always a good overtaking spot. A bit loosey-goosey on the rear end there, but we've now got DRS on Pierre Gasly. We're using a bit of DRS, we try and send it down the inside. Never mind, we're going to go down the outside, but we went too deep into the corner. So we're gonna have to leave him. I don't think the car's got the pace of points. Wasn't really expecting, but now we've got our own teammate on the back of us now, just over 1 second behind us. And Valtteri Bottas is gonna be the first DNF of this season and this series. And you can see how fighting up the front. We've got Charles Leclerc, got DRS on Sergio Perez, who can make the move into turn 1. The Ferrari takes the lead of the Grand Prix. But he has now got both Red Bulls behind him, so no clue how that's going to end up. As we go into turn 10, lap 6 of 29, and Vesti is very, very close. I haven't got too much pace here, but we've still got 1.6 to Magnussen. But I have a feeling he's going to catch up, as well as Vesti, our new teammate, is going to go down the inside. This is showing some very promising hope for our teammate with some races to come, and we're going into the last corner starting lap 7. We almost hit him there as we go late on the brakes, and we almost bin the car there. We've now got DRS on our teammate. We're fighting for P11 and 12. Hopefully that will improve in future races. We're using a bit of ERS, and we've obviously got DRS. We can go down around the outside into turn 1, 2 teammates side by side. As long as we don't crash or touch, we should be good to go, as we're now through and past Frederick Vesti into turn 2. He's almost bin the car there. You can see I'm really struggling with traction here. I don't know why, but I am. The Ferrari engine's obviously got too much power for us, as we're now on the outside going into turn 4. Great helicopter shot here of the 2 teammates at GWJ F1 team going side by side. And Magnussen, as I said, has now caught up, but we're ahead going to the downhill section of this track. But Vesti again is still very, very close. As I said, now going on to lap 8. He's got DRS. We're using ERS, but he's going to fly past us. There wasn't much we could do about that. But now getting in the slipstream, we're going to go around the outside again, maybe side by side. He brakes just about the same as us, so we're not going to go side by side. We have now got DRS into turn 4. It's essentially what happened last time. We can go for the outside or inside this time. A bit of DRS again used. We've got to be careful on the fuel as well, just in case that goes down. We go around the outside again into turn 4. We're a little bit deep, bit of marble on the tyres, and Vesti is past again, but we're side by side. A bit of wheel spin there. So we have to concede the position, and we do have a bit of collision. We have a warning for collision with our teammate. But now back up to the action at the front. And what did I say? The 2 Red Bulls are now past the Ferrari. I said, what are they going to do? And they're now 1-2 in the opening race of the season. This is not good, because I do not want a real life F1 2023 in the game, because that would just be boring. Because but never mind, we've got Charles Leclerc down the inside of Max Verstappen. Normally it's the other way around. Normally it's Verstappen in first, but now Leclerc back up into P2. They're side by side going in the exit of turn 4. Carlos Sainz might have joined the party as they're side by side. Leclerc keeping his wing in, and it just about has to concede to position to Max Verstappen. He's now dropped to second to Sergio Perez. Now going into turn 1 here with our teammate once again, fighting with our teammate. It's a great battle down the inside into turn 1. We're trying to save some battery. We've got a fair bit amount to fight with. We have got 9 seconds to Gasly. We have got a lot to bridge. I don't think we're bridging that. But here, at the front of the field. Once again, the two Ferraris giving us a wonderful, or just the front pack giving us a wonderful, entertaining Bahrain Grand Prix. Leclerc down to 4. He was leading this race not too long ago, and they're 3 wide into turn 1. This is brilliant racing. Carlos Sainz up into 2nd place. Leclerc is through to 3rd place, but who knows how this is going to end going into turn 4. This can be a completely different order. I believe Sainz still in 3rd, Max and Charles going side by side into turn 4. Leclerc's up into P3, and here's Lewis Hamilton's point of view. He's got DRS, I assume, on Fernando Alonso. He's going to go around the outside. Nice move from Hamilton. Then Alonso goes down the inside of George. It's a great view of all the battles going on ahead. They're going side by side through turn 4 to the downhill section. I think Lewis Hamilton is going to win out in this battle with Fernando Alonso. But you can see his wing is just in there. This is a brilliant battle from the former teammates at McLaren. But at this battle, Lewis Hamilton comes out on top. But now going into the last corner, Frederick Vesti going to go down the inside. We're having a lot of battling with our teammate. It's good, it's showing promise, and it's showing a good future, a strong future for our teammate. We're going side by side. He's got DRS, we're using ERS, but again, there's not much we can do considering he's got DRS. He's probably using a bit of ERS as well. We squeeze him, and we're going to go around the outside into turn 1 once again on lap 13 of this Grand Prix. Now going into turn 2, we're side by side. And now hopefully, yeah, we do have DRS going into turn 4. So can we overtake him again? We've now got Magnussen and Piastri behind us. We've got to be wary of them. Going into turn 4, we're around the outside. We're not too deep this time. Bit of marble on the tyres though, because we're obviously off the racing line. We're still side by side. I'm not sure how this is going to work into the pits. Hopefully we've got a different lap, because I do not want to double stack and ruin Vesti's race. Now Magnussen is close and Piastri is close, but never mind, Magnussen's pitted, and now Vesti is on the back of us again. He's going to go down the inside. Leclerc's pitted there, he's come out in P10, he's on the hard side, and he's got in the way. Vesti's had to swerve out the way, and we've gone onto the grass and then gone deep into the corner. So now Vesti's ahead of Leclerc. We've got to somehow get past Leclerc, or Leclerc's got to get past Vesti, but he's on cold, hard tyres, which is never good. And we go on the outside of maybe 2 cars, no, maybe not even 1, as we're side by side with Leclerc. This is destroying our battle with Vesti, but it's nice to be fighting a Ferrari in the first episode, even if it's for P11 and 12, but Leclerc gets ahead of us, and I won't be surprised if he stays there, and he probably will get Vesti in less than a lap, I assume, or maybe in a couple of laps, and hopefully we can resume our battle with our teammate, because I was really enjoying that. Now getting DRS though still. Will Leclerc get Vesti here? We're not too sure, because he's still on cold tyres. They're warming up a bit, but you know, cold tyres are never good. But here's George Russell, who is not on cold tyres, and he is going past Max Verstappen. The Mercedes is now past the Red Bull, and now here are the pit stops for the leaders. Obviously Russell's still ahead. That was very surprising to see the Mercedes pass the Red Bull, considering the pace that we've seen of this Red Bull. Ocon in the pits, as well as Hamilton, I believe. Max is in as well. There's going to be a few blocking here, I reckon. I think Sainz is in ahead of Verstappen. Leclerc coming around the final corner though. I'm not sure where he's going to come out, because we're going to come into the box as well. You can see on the mini map as well. I don't think Leclerc's, is he going to come out? Oh no, he will. Leclerc comes out in, I'd assume, provisional 2nd place, because we've still got a Red Bull and Mercedes to pit. Look at our tyres, 50 to 60% worn. We have really used the life of these tyres, and now we are on cold hard tyres, which we have got to warm up and hopefully see if we can find our teammate and fight him a little bit more. I'd assume he pits the next couple of laps. Hopefully he does, because obviously that would be a strategy ruin if he doesn't, because he'll get undercut by a lot of these drivers. But we are out into the race in P12. Magnussen has jumped us, and Esteban Ocon is out of the Grand Prix, the 2nd DNF of this race. That boosts us up into P11. So as I said, Magnussen has jumped us in the pits, which is not good, because if he hadn't, I think we'd be in P10. We would be in P10 fighting our teammate for points, who has actually come out in 15th. But now on to the leaders. Hamilton is now up into 5th place. What a move from the 7-time champion past Alonso and Leclerc. And this is a replay of Ocon. He's kind of like cut the corner and come back on. I think he's blocked Stroll there, but he's obviously gone off to the right there to retire. I won't be surprised if Stroll has damage from that. And this is a replay from Stroll's view. He just completely cuts across him. I'm not sure what happened to Gasly there. I think he avoided all of that. Obviously he gained a place, but avoided all the chaos between Ocon just taking Stroll off the track. Is now going into turn 1. We're not fighting our teammate. It is another blue car though of Alexander Albon in the Williams, as he's got very good straight line speed. DRS open down into turn 1. We're side by side. I'm really liking the outside line here into turn 1 and 4. A bit of contact there between us two Brit and Thai drivers. Going now on the little straight into turn 4. He's still got DRS, and Hulkenberg is coming now. And he's going to maybe make a move. No, he's not. Albon though is still trying to make a move. Bit of contact between us there. Banging tyres in this lap 22 of 29. We're now 5 seconds off Magnussen. There's Albon again down the inside of us due to the downhill section. But we stay ahead and stay in P11. Going on lap 23 now. Albon is trying to make another attack into turn 1. Bit of DRS usage from us. We're still doing well with saving our battery. And then we're once again, you won't believe it, on the outside at turn 1. And we had DRS then, which was good, which means he can attack. But a bit of wheel spin at the exit of turn 1. A lot of wheel spin on the exit of turn 1/2. And now Hulkenberg is side by side with us. We're going to go to the outside, would you believe it, on the outside of the track. Side by side, trying to keep our wing in there. Can we get a better exit and try to go down the inside for once at the downhill section? We're side by side and we make the move and stay in P11, but Hulkenberg, you can try and change that. 1/10 behind us using DRS. I assume he is as well, but with DRS there is not much we can do because he's now down the inside. And would you believe it, guess what, we are on the outside, and we try and get a good enough exit with DRS, hopefully, yes we do, to try and get Hulkenberg into turn 4. A lot of this race has been battling with people into turn 1 and 4, and we're actually down the inside for once in a Grand Prix. It is our first Grand Prix, but all we've done is go to the outside. But here we got a bit of wobble on the curve there. That has allowed Hulkenberg to catch up to us. Sergio Perez has won the Grand Prix. It's not Max Verstappen, it's a different Red Bull this time. But it's Hulkenberg to get us into the last corner. We get the switch back using a bit of our ERS to get him. And we are going to get P11 in our first F1 race. I would take that. P11 in this car. Oh my, I would take that. It's not quite points, but it's still a good result.
Right out of the top draw to take the win for Red Bull today. Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sports that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win.
Well, Sergio Perez comes out on top under the lights here at Bahrain, with Carlos Sainz finishing second and George Russell in the Mercedes ahead of Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen on the podium, Lewis Hamilton in 5th, Alonso in 6th, and then we missed out on points by about 14 seconds and the win by 1 minute and 4 seconds. So we've got a lot of work to do. Leclerc in 6th, Gasly in 8th, Stroll in 9th, and Magnussen rounding out the points. We started P11, finished P11, so not too bad from us. A great race all around. I really enjoyed that race. Great battling all around the grid. The driver standings, we'll see how the race finished. So we're in 11th. Sergio Perez takes the lead of the Drivers' Championship. And in the Constructors, Red Bull lead by 12 points. And Ferrari are tied on points with Mercedes. Aston Martin down on 10th. Then Alpine on 4. And then Haas on 1. And we are the highest of the no-point scorers in P7. So that is going to round out this Bahrain Grand Prix. We've got a department event. We're going to choose between pace and awareness for our Frederick Vesti. We choose pace to get him, more racy. He was really racy today, so really well done to him in his first race in F1. And so it was our first race as well. So stay tuned for episode 2. And yeah, this is Game with Joel, out.